Good morning, afternoon and evening. Today is Wednesday in EU as well, which means we are getting our Great Vault today. I have some wish list for my two characters. My Paladin wishes very much to get a good tank trinket from Mythic Plus, and my Shaman, you know, at this point on my Shaman I'm kind of hoping to snatch whatever decent 285 item level piece of gear I can from the Great Vault, so I'm not too picky on him, or rather I should say on her, since this is a girl. Now let's start with the lowest of the options, because my Paladin this week I've been lazy. I only have two Great Vault options from Mythic Plus, so let's go and open them up. This week is also the week where we're gonna get our mega-nerfs, right? The mega-nerfs from the raid that have just gone live. Let me pick them up. These ones right here are getting live this week, so it's gonna be a interesting re-clearing today. We're gonna go and see just exactly what the jailer turned into after all of this. It's gonna be pretty fun, or depressing at the same time. You know, after a while you kind of get affectionate to the bosses you're wiping to the version of the bosses you're wiping to. For example, I think DBM should keep track of my wipes even if I'm on a different character. Let me see. The jailer, yep. You know, when you have 421 wipes on the jailer, you kind of start to get on a friendship basic level with him, so you kind of start feeling bad seeing all the nerfs that he's gonna receive. But hey, if it's gonna help some of the some of the further back guilds getting cutting edge, then it's fine. I'm gonna make that sacrifice. Okay, the vault should be this way. So as I said, I want a tank trinket from the vault. What's the weekly rep? No, never mind. Okay, let's just hope for one of the good tank trinkets. Okay, it's not one of the two good tank trinkets. It's a sword with a good transmogs and a useless pair of shoulders. Now my weapon is 272, this is 278. I'm losing a bunch of mastery, which is whatever. I guess I can still pick this guy up for more item level and the cool transmog. I guess that also works. Yeah, sure. This week of course is also Brainstorming. It's okay because it's tyrannical, so it's not that sanguine and storming are gonna pose too much of a problem during tyrannical week. But sanguine and storming can be a little bit annoying in moving the mobs around between the storming for the tank and even for the melee DPS and the sanguine. It can get kind of annoying. It's still definitely a very fine week for pushing higher keys, but not the absolute best. Now, talking about the best, let's look at, before moving on to my Shaman, after this somewhat disappointing vault for the Paladin, let's look at a transmog worth of this blue weapon. Now, do I have already some blue preset transmog? Okay, this one is already kind of blue, so it might fit somewhat, but is there anything better? Anything that starts with blue? No, this is not blue. This is 2 gold. Do we have a starting point for this weapon? I'm not sure, actually. I think I had one. This one, sort of, but it just does not fit. You know, this type of blue. I don't think it fits with this sword. Like, I don't know, this is too serious, you know, it's too skull-ish to fit with this weapon, so I don't think it's gonna be too matching for the moment. So I'm gonna have to start to think harder about that that blue sword transmog. For now, we can move on to my Shaman. Shaman 2 has gotten a pretty lucky week last reset for the loot, because last week, even though I lost at roll, I lost the elegy trinket, which is very good. I did get a 285 tier in the shoulders and a 285 tier in the chest, so that's quite good as far as loot goes. I am 281, which I will never be effectively, because I'm not gonna use this piece of garbage trinket from the jailer. I do have a replacement for the 272 trinket in Mythic Plus, which is the reservoir. So when I'm looking at loot for this Shaman from the raid, it's basically just 285 stuff left, because there isn't really much I can get. I have perhaps the possibility of getting the elegy, yeah, the 278 elegy as a replacement for Solias, and that's about it. Everything else can't really. Oh yeah, and the boots, but the boots have leech, which make it quite hard to replace. So loot spec elemental is fine. I don't think I need resto spec here for this particularly, but let's take a look. Okay, it's no elegy, but I have oh damn, double 285. So okay, here's the thing. Technically speaking, this necklace is my best in slot because critical is higher than my current trinket, right? My current necklace. My current necklace has 171, this one has 225, so I'm gaining some 50 crit instead of haste. And as you can see from here, my crit is 1100 and my haste is 460. I don't need the haste, I do need the crit. I also have this one that can give me 3% more crit, and I could also use Solias to give me 111 more crit. So crit is good. So this necklace would be very good. However, now I'm offered a possibility of... Oh shit! Oh my god! No, okay, stop. Let's stop talking. Let's stop talking. I also need a screenshot just to make my raid members even more triggered. Yeah. Lol. Luck. Yeah. I think the discussion is over. I wanted to make some technical discussion about what was better, but this is a 285 pair of loot with leech. Like, the discussion is over. And they have crit when my tier pants don't. Let's get this. Yeah, thank you. So, damn. I can keep them like this if I want to keep the crit. So I can not turn them into a tier set, so that they can keep their original stats. But I would only have 3 pieces then, which means I would have to use 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that would be a problem. I can't use the gloves. Yeah, okay. That's one of the problems of this legendary. Permanent core. I can only use it on the heads or the hands, so it's a tier set. So I cannot replace. I cannot just use a ring, for example, and I cannot change. I don't think I should change slots. Perhaps I can change this one, because when you craft a legendary, you get a free socket. So I wouldn't be losing this socket if I crafted a legendary here. So I'll craft a legendary here and use it to the 278 piece, which is shit because it has versatility and mastery. Okay, I guess not then. I guess I have to turn this into a tier set, sadly. Feels kind of bad though to lose my precious crit. Okay, to be fair, I also have 120 ace that I don't need, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm still not sure why it says it has a different transmog than the normal tier, you know? Yeah, Theurgist Tusk Speaker Tassets, this one look like this, and this one they are different actually. Never mind. Okay. Very slightly different, but they are different. So I actually got what I wanted on my Shaman this reset. Well, you know, the season 4 is getting much closer than we think, so getting some good loot for season 4 is gonna be handy. Also, it's worth reminding everyone that the creation catalyst and the ability to continuously transfer stuff into your tier set remains at the start of season 4. So as soon as the new Mythic Plus season comes in and as soon as the raid opens, you can still straight up go here immediately as soon as you find loot and have no problem just transferring everything into a tier set. You know, at the start of this season, when the creation catalyst opened, you had the weekly lockout, so you could only transform once per week, and you were kind of also short on this thing right here, on flux, right? So it's not that you could just constantly transfer everything with the creation catalyst, but now when season 4 comes in, you will have no problem. Even if you go into Mythic Plus, you clear a +7 in Mythic Plus or a +8 in Mythic Plus, and you get a 278, a 282 piece of gear from Mythic Plus, you can just immediately go here and turn it into a tier piece. So I don't know, it feels like something's wrong. I feel it feels like I'm missing something, but whatever. So as you can see here, I have 18 more upgrades with the catalyst to use, so by the time season 4 comes out, I'm gonna have plenty of. Okay, so to finish off the video after these, you know, this week it was better than last week. I actually did get a significant upgrade on my Shaman, and just like last week, a decent upgrade on my Paladin. I was watching the initial result of the nerf from Liquid, from the Liquid kill of the jailer. This is a pretty funny situation. You know, for those who haven't really done this boss in Mythic, or maybe haven't gotten to this part in Mythic properly, at least, maybe you're still progressing on the jailer. So usually this moment right here is when you transition. 40% HP. That's your benchmark for a good transition from phase 2 to phase 3. 40%. Below 40%, of course, the more the better. But they transition. Let me see here. Oh boy, it keeps going. There we go. They are transitioning at 29% instead of 40%, and the boss technically transitions into phase 4 at 15% HP, right? So as soon as phase 3 starts, first of all, the main depressing thing throughout the whole phase is going to be the knockback, right? This one right here. You're supposed to get knocked back now, and nothing happens because the knockback has been removed. However, the real change is going to come very, very soon, because as you can see now here, they have 3 stacks of the Azurite buff, right? They're going to be doing the orbs, they're going to spread for the torment to explode, and then they're going to go back in and take the blood. 4, 5, 6 stacks. So as you can see now, they have 6 stacks. Now they have 42% more damage. So they use Bloodlust with 42% more damage, and the boss is already transitioned into phase 4, by the way. He's already popping the shield of phase 4, which is getting broken immediately, and he's going down already. You know, 9, 8, 7. You get the first death sentence right here. Then you get the first meteor cleave, which isn't supposed to happen here on the minimap. It's supposed to happen all over here on the minimap. You get the meteor cleave, and the boss is dead. There we go. The boss is roughly dead about 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes before the actual normal timeline. So it truly has made the last 2 phases of this boss much simpler, which perhaps in the context of progressing is still somewhat fair, because this means guilds will still have to wipe on phase 1 and phase 2 before finding phase 3 and phase 4 very simple, but still the amount of nerfs are very heavy, I would have to say. I'm still sure most players who just get into the jailer will still be happy to defeat him, happy to get the loot and the rest of the stuff, but I think perhaps the worst is gonna be for the guilds who were putting in the effort, you know, maybe not at maybe not quite at 420 wipes, but maybe at even 150 to 200 wipes already, and then they had to go through a couple of back-to-back super nerfs on the jailer and made it much simpler. Perhaps that's gonna be a little bit disappointing for them, but in the end I don't care, because I already killed the guy. I'm just waiting for the mount at this point, and I also got a pretty happy week for my Great Vault. So this was the point of the video, and there's nothing more to say for today, really. I guess I can say that tomorrow we are going to give out our first of the lookouts, our first of the overviews of what could be worth playing in Season 4. As we go role by role, we start looking at the range DPS, the melee DPS, the tanks, the healers. We start looking at which specs look like they are on a good path to be solid in Season 4, after we take into account the revolutionary set of nerfs that will happen to Destro and to Survival. So it's gonna be a little bit more of this theory crafting about choosing a spec for next season, also because it's the same theory crafting I am doing, you know. As someone who still hasn't used his level 60 boost pre-order bonus from Dragonflight, I will eventually have to choose someone to bring up to 60 and to boost up to relevance. So that is what is gonna come tomorrow, but for today you can stop here. Thank you guys, of course, for watching the video and for helping to grow and support the channel in any way you can, which includes, of course, liking and commenting down below on this very video, as well as subscribing to the channel. That is also much appreciated. And as a follow-up, I am also found, of course, on Twitter to follow but not to stalk, and you can also support me even more by subscribing to my Patreon, which will also give you access to my Discord channel if you feel the need to ask me some questions, perhaps some tips, if you're interested in knowing a few things about how I laid out my videos, or maybe you're interested on some suggestions about future content. You're free to come in my Discord as well. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon, and in the meantime, of course, the weather broadcast indeed baited me. 2 days ago wasn't going to be the hottest day of the month. The broadcast already changed. Next week, the entire week, is going to be the hottest week of the month. Great.